Hey everyone, it's Susie popping in to say hi. Just parked my car at work. It's a very industrial area here near the stages. Just want to tell you what to expect in this video. It is a Goodwill Bluebox. Yes, you heard correctly. I'm a glutton for punishment. Goodwill Bluebox 5-pound repurposed jewelry box. But let's keep positive and hope I got something good to show. Hey everyone, it's Susie. Welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome to Dragonfly Bee's Resale Journey. In this video, I have a Goodwill Bluebox 5-pound repurposed jewelry box from Dayton, Ohio. So let's just cut it open and see what I got this time. It's been quite a while since I purchased one. They did raise the price, but I went ahead and took the chance. So here's first looks, and let's dive in. Pulling out some jewelry, I already see a ton of tangles, so I am going to spill this box out and untangle everything and show you each piece. Yeah, I'll do it that way. I couldn't even take one piece out. This is all one, just by grabbing it, everything came out, and it's completely, wow, it's completely tangled. Needs battery. All right. Okay, this is way too much untangling to do on camera. I will untangle this and yeah, give me a moment. I'll be back. Help me, help me. Alrighty, okay, so I was able to detangle, I would say, a fourth of the box, and the rest were, this is a first, was very difficult because there were multiple chain necklaces all entwined. So I'm just gonna show you what I was able to detangle. So all right, let's start off with this. This is a glass pendant. Isn't that pretty? It looks like there's copper glitter in there with some gold emulating a flower. So we have this pretty little number. Next up is this. Really, I have to say, this is quite a nice statement necklace. It is gold tone. There is a nice chain. There is an extender, really long, with the lobster claw at the end. And this one, if you look at it, it has that checkerboard design, faceted design on some of the beads, which are acrylic, and it's just a nice longer one. So let me measure the length of this one for you after I untangle it. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So this one here, come on, straighten up, straighten out, straighten up, has a drop of about 7 inches, and then you do have that very long extender. So we have this. The facets really make it shine. Oh, there's a back side. It looks to be in really nice condition. So we got this one. Next in line, look at this vintage piece. I mean, wow. These are glass faceted stones, double-sided. It has that scallop edging. You have these gold tone bead spacers in between with the lines. It needs some wiping. And the end is made up of the same beads. It has a hook closure, no maker's mark, beautiful vintage piece. It's probably 7 inches, but I will measure it to be exact, and it is exact 7 inches. Really sweet. It's like an emerald green, but then it kind of looks like a teal also. Very nice. Okay, next up are some fun costume pieces. This one here is on a ball, on a ball chain, holding this really nice polished starfish. Very long. You know what? Let me make some room here so I can measure this correctly. And it has a drop of 12.5 inches. So the chain is 25 inches, and you got this nice starfish, which is oddly not magnetic. I don't think it's precious metal, but hey, you never know. Maybe if I have enough things to test, I will test it. So we have this. Next one. Oh, this is very nice. This is a really nice silver chain with a little lobster claw at the end, and it's holding this tassel pendant. It has that white moon glow bead and this very nice silver tone tassel. There's the back side. So this one here, nice and clean. It feels soft, you know, when a chain feels comfortable to wear. This has a drop of almost 12.5 inches as well. So we have this one. Move that to the left. Next one. Okay. Wow. This looks like one of those origami owl pendants, maybe, but I don't see any mark. There is a hinge, so I guess you can open it. And what do we have in there? We have a cross. We have a red heart. We have something that says love. We have an infinity symbol. They're all rhinestones. We have a little paw. Look at that. You see that little blue paw? We have a gnome. You see that gnome? It has a red hat, the white beard, and the blue garb. And I see something else. What is that? It's a guitar. This is pretty substantial in weight. It is on this silver tone chain. Wow, this chain is nice too. It has the beaded stations. There, it's long. There is a lobster claw. Let me take that. I wonder if this chain actually belongs. Oh wait, this chain has an extender. You see that? There's a safe, a spring ring clasp, and a lobster claw. So, all right. Let me give me a second. Give me a second. Let me hook it on there. Like I said, I don't know if this chain belongs with this. But let me measure it. Let's measure this one. So it has a 12-inch drop. And then that extender, oh, it's about 2 inches. And this is not magnetic. All right, test pile. So far, let me put this, and what was the other thing? The starfish. Let me put those to the left. Here's another tassel necklace. This is the same type of silver tone chain. This has that lobster claw, and it's holding this really polished, nice, clean, polished bar. Not even a scratch on it with the tassel. Very cool. So this one, let's measure out this one. Comes to about 14 inches in drop. And, you know, it almost feels like stainless steel. Maybe it is. So we have that. Okay. Let's see what this one is. I see a jewelry tag. Gold tone. What does that say? Lane Bryant. What's going on up here? There are 4 lobster claw closures, so I guess you can wear this necklace as a double strand or a single strand. There's even another extra lobster claw. I'm confused. Well, let's see what this is. What are you? Okay, I see a short strand that has these little gold tone dangles, which is this one. What a mess. What am I doing? Oh, there's a little knot in it, which I can easily take out. That I can detangle. And it has these little gold oval dangles. And then the longest strand has this type of chain. Really pretty. Very long. And it's holding, wow, this pendant is really nice. Beautiful orange, gold tone. It's heavy. And I believe it to be acrylic. So, all right, we have 2 ways of wearing this necklace. So you could either wear the short dangly portion of it alone, or the long pendant portion, or together. So this one here has a drop of about 11 inches, and that really long one is going off my table. 17.5 inches long. So we have this Lane Bryant versatile necklace. Okay. This one here is silver tone, and there is a jewelry tag. I think it's New York & Company. Yeah, this is a New York & Company. This is sweet. Silver tone. It has these pink moon glowy disc. You have these little round pink beads along with some of these clear donuts and some silver tone findings. It's just a very sweet, delicate one. Double strand. And the drop on this one is about 7.5 inches long. And you do have an extender. So we have that one. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. That looks like a snake breaking out of the pendant, right? What is this? It looks like a whistle. You think? There is some wear on that jump ring, and also on this part, the top. You see where the metal rubs along the top of that, and it's on this copper tone chain. This is a long chain. There's no closure. Huh. Super. long. There's no clasp. This one measures 18 inches in drop, so the chain is 36 inches long. But this pendant, wow, that is pretty cool. And it looks to be brass. So we have this very cool snake pendant necklace. Okay, moving along. I see buttons. This must be an artisan piece. I see some glass beads on top, and there's these chips of aventurine. They could be. And then this person added all these buttons. And they're all connected using this copper wire. Huh. This is very unique and very long. Now, if you don't like those buttons, you can easily remove them. But you have this beautiful green chip necklace left behind. And there's also copper findings within, as well as these little glass seed beads. Lobster claw. All right. This is so unique. Let's measure this one. What do you think of this one? I guess my personal taste would be, I would remove the buttons and just wear the necklace as is. But who knows? The buttons do look nice color-wise. I mean, it does have a good contrast in color. The drop on this one is 17 inches, which makes this very unique necklace 34 inches long in total. So we got the button necklace. Okay, next up we have this gold tone. This is really long. This is a beautiful dyed shell. Look at that. Love this color. It's like honey. There's a jewelry tag. This is actually a Premier Designs piece. It has that long extender with the bead at the end. This is a super long necklace that can easily be doubled. It looks to be in great condition. So let me measure it doubled, and I'll just double that measurement. So it is, I would say, approximately 30 inches in drop. It measured around 15 when I doubled it. So we have this really awesome Premier Designs. Wow. Just warm, fuzzy feelings, right? I like this. Okay, next up, found a lot of chains, but I think I'm going to keep most of the chains for pendants that I have. But let me show you Mr. Owl. Silver tone, he's got, these are acrylic. Acrylic eyes, acrylic body in blue. The branch and his tail does dangle, and there's the back side of him. No maker's mark. He's really long. He's quite long. Let's see how long. Where's my measuring tape? So I would say he measures approximately a little over, well, I would say 4 inches long. He's on this very long silver tone chain that has a spring ring clasp. The chain is really nice, by the way. And since I have my magnet handy, yeah, it's not precious metal, which is not surprising. Let me make some room down here and measure the drop of Mr. Owl's necklace, and it's exactly 12 inches. So we have him. Next item is this. Look at this pendant. It's kind of curved. It's kind of cool. It's nice bail. Really nice chain. This chain is stainless steel. It has the beaded stations, a lobster claw, and what does that say? It says S steel. Okay. So this one is about 9 inches, and then you do have that extender. So we have this the pendant has some weight to it. There's the back of it, and there's no maker's mark, but it is pretty sweet. Next up is this necklace. It has an arrowhead, polished silver tone with like a brass tone rope design. There's the other side. It's on this very nice silver tone chain. I mean, this kind of could be stainless as well. There's a spring ring clasp at the end, and this has a drop of almost 9 inches. The next necklace has 3 charms hanging off of it, and it is a gold tone heart, a bronze tone puffy heart, and a silver tone oval that says follow your, you guessed it, heart. And it's blank on the opposite side and blank on the other ones too. It is on a silver tone chain with a lobster claw. It's a cute necklace. And this one measures about 8.5 inches. And then you do have that long extender with the teardrop bead at the end. So we have this one. Next piece is this locket with the letter L on the front. It does polish up nicely. If you notice, the top is untouched and the bottom half looks really great. The same goes for the back part. Let me polish up half of that so you can see what it would look like. If anyone purchases this, I will include a polishing cloth. So, like I said, this is a locket. It has the letter L. So let's open. Let's open it. Oh gosh. Give me a second. Very clean inside. Like I said, it just needs a good polish. It closes really securely. It's on this silver tone. I wonder if this chain actually belonged to this necklace. Trying to think, maybe it would look nicer with another chain. Well, this chain has a lobster claw, and let's measure it. Piece of hair. Let's measure this one. About 9 inches, and this is not magnetic, so this is something I will test. And you know what? I'm thinking, I can give you a choice of chain with this. This is a very nice box chain with the spring ring clasp at the end. And let's measure this one. It looks a little shorter. It's 9 inches. Where'd that hair come from? And then this one here is even a more delicate chain with the lobster claw at the end. And this one looks to be the same length. So yeah, this locket would go good with either one of these. Yeah, so we'll test this later, but yeah, I'll give you the option to choose, if you don't like this one, to have a choice of one or the other of these more silvery chain styles. These 3 chains I am going to keep, just so I can place pendants that I have that are just chainless. There's a silver tone snake chain. There's one that's like a diamond cut style, and one gold tone one that has a nice clasp at the end. So yeah, those are keepers. Okay, now this one here, this one here has 2 lobster claw closures at the end. What's going on here? And a really nice bar of blue seed beads. Oh, this is cute. 7.5 inches. There's the chain. It's slightly twisty. Is it? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so we have this one. And then here, what is this? Bangle. I would say about 8 inches in circumference. And here's the design. And it is marked Mexico, I think. Upside down. Yeah, it says Mexico. So this will be in the test pile. Let me take a look. It's a little off in the round shape. Slightly, right? Okay, so we have this. And last 2 necklaces are signed Korea. So these are vintage. One of them, this one has a spring ring, and there it says Korea. It is a really pretty, delicate chain with these faux pearls. Just really nice. This is a great layering piece. I mean, I think these 2 would look pretty nice together, right? Maybe I should sew them together. This is also gold tone, spring ring clasp, marked Korea, also on there. These will look so pretty worn together. So let me measure them. Yeah, they can be layered because one is quite longer than the other. The first one has a 14-inch drop, and the second one has almost a 12-inch drop, but not quite. So we have these 2. Made in Korea, gold tone chains. Okay, let's test some things. I'll take this chain and, oh, that was hard to scratch. And that spring ring clasp from this origami owl lookalike pendant necklace. I wanted to scratch the starfish Oh, by the way, look at this locket. I polished the whole thing. It looks good. Well, not too much. I didn't polish it all. But let's scratch the locket. Not looking too great. And the bangle that was marked Mexico. And then one of the necklaces that I kept, I just noticed it said 925 on it. But, you know, it's really shiny. I don't know about that. I'm going to scratch the lobster claw as well as the chain. Because I got a feeling it's a faker. Okay. Yeah, you see these? Okay. Let's take the 18 karat acid solution and drop it on these scratches and see if we have any silver. And unfortunately, nothing is silver. So this is probably, even though it's marked Mexico, it is Mexican silver, which is maybe, what is that called? Texaco, I think? I don't remember. I haven't had Mexican jewelry in a while. This one, even though it's really nice, it is not. This one, even though it was marked 925, it is not. This one, even though it wasn't magnetic, and I said it didn't look like it belonged with this pendant, it is not. And this one isn't. So, there you go. Oh my gosh, look what I found in that mess of tangles. In the tangles that I was able to remove. This was so caught up in chains, I have to say. And because of all these little stems, I had to unwrap them and well, anyway, this is a vintage brooch. It is made up of these gorgeous, look at that fire in these rhinestones. Looking at it, I see one missing right there. Turn it over, and you see how old that clasp is? And there's wear all around, and there's a cartouche right in the center, and it says made in Austria. So these are, there's that rollover clasp, which is, it works fine, but these are Austrian crystals. Each one is prong set. I'm going to have to do some more research on this one, but I was like, what is that shiny thing in there? It was covered with chains. So I have this, which for now won't be for sale until I find out more about it. Has anyone seen a piece like this? Do you know anything about made in Austria? I mean, the last time I came across a Austrian crystal necklace was in a thread-up box, I think, and it was quite some time ago, and I still have it because that one is marked Austria. So yeah, these are, I believe, pretty good resale wise. So I have this. Okay, next up I have some animal pendant necklaces. Yeah, look at him. He's a giraffe, and he's quite heavy. He's on this gold tone chain, and this is made by J. Crew. There is the J. Crew jewelry tag right there, along with the little crystal. And it has that nice elongated lobster claw. This drop is 12 inches. So it's a 24-inch total necklace size. He has that little jump ring on his neck. and in really nice condition. So we have the J. Crew giraffe pendant necklace. Next up we have this. He's heavy. He's a heavy elephant. But then again, aren't elephants heavy? He's gray enamel, cutie with gold tone eyes and gold tone tusk. He's adorable. This is also by J. Crew. This chain has a longer length. It's 12.5 inches, so it's about 25 inches. This one has that same type of lobster claw, elongated kind, with the jewelry tag marked J. Crew. This doesn't have that little rhinestone charm hanging off of it, but we have him. I never knew J. Crew made these animals. Did you? Okay, next up we have this very long necklace. I don't see a clasp. Right now I doubled it so I can measure it this way, and I would say it has approximately a 30-inch drop. Wow. Okay, hang on. So let's take a look at this. What is this made of? Okay, that's acrylic. Then you have these metal donuts, hammered in a way. You have these glass beads. It's on a really nice silver tone chain. That is a wooden bead, carved. That's also wooden. Then you have these metal. Oh, that's a ornate cylinder. Looks like a can of soup. And then you have this one. This one's double-sided, along with those glass beads. More wooden beads. Again, those metal findings. Back to wooden beads. Back to, okay, these two kind. Oh, it just keeps going. This is pretty cool. So, let me show it to you like so. Pretty nice. Really different wooden bead and metal and glass necklace. Okay, next I found these two ankle bracelets. They're both 10 inches in length. This one here has these multicolor acrylic beads. This one has a spring ring clasp and that little plate that you connect to, and silver bead spacers. Let's see. Okay, I see some, I don't know if that's a design or if those beads are supposed to look like that. You see on the blue one and that purple one, there's those white spots, but then again, I do see it on this orange one too, and the blue one, and the red one. Oh well. We have that. This one's really nice. These are glass. Faceted glass beads with like a hematite bead spacer in between. This has a lobster claw and that ring at the end. And like I said, they both measure 10 inches. So we have that. This next one I thought was fun. It's like braided cord necklace with some seed beads. Really nice silver tone bugle beads and seed beads. It has that metal button closure and 3 holes to adjust. Yeah. And then hanging off of it is these really nice pearls. What do you call these pearls again? I don't remember. Are they real? I believe so. Freshwater pearls, right? Let me see. Yeah, they feel pretty rough when you rub them together. Now, let me measure this one. I think this is really cool for the beach. About 9 inches at the shortest hole opening, and then you can adjust it to make it longer. But I thought this was sweet. I like this. I like it. Here, see? You see? I'm pretty sure this is the last of the box. This one here is a bracelet, and it is 7 inches. 7 1/4. And it could go as long as 10. Wow. Okay, it's silver tone, and you'll see there's a flower in the center on that curved bar. And then you have these little daisies, like 3 of them on either side. And each daisy center is a clear rhinestone. So let's take a look at this closer. Yeah, rhinestones are all there. It's different. It's very sweet. So we have this one, and it is magnetic. Here's another bracelet that kind of baffled me a bit because, okay, it is a silver tone braid. I'll show it to you closer in a second. It has a spring ring clasp, and it measures approximately 7 1/4 inches. And then hanging off of it was this lobster claw clasp that has this chain. So maybe someone added it because they needed to make this bracelet longer. That's what I'm thinking. But if you look at this lobster claw, it has the Swarovski swan on it. So here is what the chain looks like close up. It's a textured design. It's pretty sweet. And yeah, I guess I'll keep that extender on just in case someone needs to make that 7 1/4 inch length longer. So we have this one. Let me pick it up again. There you go. Okay, last up here are some pieces I found. I mean, most of these are single earrings, but looking at them, I'm thinking, you know, they can be made into really nice pendants. And yeah, it's been a while, but my crafters out there, I loved it when I asked you to send me the before and after photos of things that you had purchased from craft, and repurposed them into something. So yeah, if you have purchased something or will purchase anything that you plan on repurposing, send me those photos. I love to have them featured here in the videos. Okay, in this box I found one brooch, M, polished gold tone, and it is marked AK. So this is an Anne Klein. It has a rollover clasp. Let me shut that so I don't get hurt. Okay, there it is. Very nice. Any Marys or Mariannes or Marias or Martha or Marietta? Anyone with the M out there? This is your brooch. Okay, next I found this really sweet tie clip. It's gold tone. It has that nice pin on the back. It has a super sweet gray pearl with like a sunburst design behind it. So we have this tie pin. Okay, next up I found this. I mean, this is so pretty. I mean, look at that leaf. I mean, I do see discs that are in mother of pearl, but I've never seen like a leaf like that. And then you have these beautiful clear crystals. This is a clip-on earring, and it's marked West Germany. Western Germany. I stand corrected. So this, I mean, what do you think? This can be totally repurposed into a pendant, maybe, or even made into a brooch. So we have this that needs to be revitalized, revamped, and worn again. Okay, next item I found. Oh, these are a beautiful aquamarine. Look at that. Faceted. Are they? I believe so. Prong set. Stones, and there's a hook. So this must have been part of a necklace. Right? And I believe they are glass. And it's quite long, so you know, what could you do with this? Make a Y necklace? Make a bracelet? You know what? Let me measure this. See if it's long enough to be a bracelet. I don't know. My mind is like thinking of all these. Yeah, it's long enough to be a bracelet. It's 7.5 inches long. So can you imagine? As a bracelet? Is this a bracelet? Should I sell it as a bracelet? You know what? I think this is a bracelet. I think that's a bracelet because you can hook it on this very easily. So we have this bracelet. Okay, the rest of the items are basically craft that I pulled out that were not broken. These are just single earrings. I mean, if they won't be made into pendants, then I'll probably put them in a single earring lot. Oh, this one here is an Avon. Isn't that sweet? So I'm gonna keep this one and hope I find the other one, because this is super nice. So just wanted to show you the Avon earring I found. Okay, so all this is craft. Here is a very distressed cross with a, what is that? It feels like howlite. Is it cold? No, it's not even cold. So this is an acrylic bead. Here's another cross, which was an earring, single earring, but it's really nice because all the rhinestones are there. There's the back of it. So this can be made into a really nice necklace. It already has the bell where you can insert a chain. This one here is a metal cross with the faux pearl center. Oh, did I say this was metal? Yeah, that's metal too. This one I found really interesting. Look at this single earring I found. It is a clock face on the top, and then you have all these dangling charms. You have a key, a heart, a puffy heart, in fact. And this one in purple, and even a coin. So this would be a really cool pendant. So I have that. This one here I thought was really pretty. It's got these crystal rhinestones. It's a clip-on. And it's substantial. And I only am showing it because all the stones are present. This one here is a glass, blue glass, like a dichroic glass, donut. Oops. There it is. And this last one is my favorite. Look at this. It's like a topaz or citrine, and it's really shiny, and it's like grapes, and they move, and it is a clip-on earring. There's a backside, so maybe someone can make this into a necklace. So yeah, there's the craft items that are worth showing, because this is the bag of the craft that came from this box. Rubber bracelet, you got some wooden beads, but mainly the tangles. There was, like I said, huge tangles, and this is all, if I pulled this out, it would come out in one piece. These pearls were falling off the string. They were broken. Yeah, so I don't know if anyone's interested in this and has the patience to really untangle what was in there. I mean, I do have a lot of patience, but this was the most difficult lot to untangle. Look at these. Aren't these awesome? This was just on a wire. I think that's cute. Yeah. So, yeah, anyone interested in this craft lot, just let me know. So, yeah, that concludes this Goodwill Bluebox 5-pound repurposed jewelry unboxing. I hope you enjoyed the video. I did email Goodwill Bluebox and told them about the tangles and the fact that I'm hoping they could do something about that. So I'll keep you up to date with regards to that. And until next time, thank you for spending this time with me. And if there's anything you'd like to purchase, email me. Just email me at dragonflybees@gmail.com. The instructions are in the beginning of the video after my intro. I also placed them below in the description box. If anything does sell, I do create a sold list in the comment section, and that is pinned, which means it's the first comment that you'll see. And subscribe. You have to be subscribed, and it's free. You don't have to, just click on the subscribe button. And I offer these discounted rates only to my subscribers because I appreciate you all. Thank you. And to ring the bell, choose all notifications. That way you'll be alerted when I post my next new video. Thanks again, everyone. Oh, comment. Always comment, please. I love to hear from you all. And I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye now.